Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is the 7th of February. This is Flosstube 262. Good morning, Jonathan. This is the one where I'm grossly unprepared, even though I've been awake since 2. Go figure. I finally got up at 3:45, so I decided to take a bath. I don't know. It's been one of those weeks. I told y'all after I filmed Friday, well, y'all don't know I had terrible time uploading. I do not know what was going on, but I started it uploading, and I mean hours. I think it was 2.5 hours before it uploaded. I don't know what was happening. I filmed late anyway. I was just giving myself a little break. It had been a wild week. I thought, okay, I'll start a little late because I'm going to have to take, mom's got to go to the doctor and that's going to be an ordeal. And so I'm going to, take a bath and take my time and enjoy my morning, film, talk to my friends, and then, take her to the doctor and all that. Well, then it wouldn't upload. So I had to go to the doctor and come back and try to finish uploading. And then after 2.5 hours, it finally uploaded that time. So I don't know what was going on, but it finally uploaded. I got her here to eat lunch. I wanted her to let me wash her underclothes, her bra. She would not have it. She just would not have it. So I'm like, okay. We ate our lunch and everything. She don't like to stay gone very long anymore. She likes to be at her little place. That's where she's most comfortable. And, we knew that was coming. And then lab results start coming in, and the doctor's office calls, and they want her to go to have some further tests. Oh, but by the way, the hospital that we want you to go to didn't take her supplement. Well, guess where I'm not taking her? To the hospital. They don't take her supplement, because then if she has to be admitted, that's going to be huge. Now, for the test, we might could muster that for the 20%, but if there is inpatient stay after that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how this works. I just know 20% of a hospital stay is still a lot. So I'm like, okay, is there any, where else can I take her to do this, right? And so they're concerned because one of the labs they drew was a D dimer, which tells that there's a probability of an embolism, a pulmonary embolism. But it's like 4% of the people who have this high test actually have a pulmonary embolism. So, and this is going to sound really harsh to a lot of y'all, but she has Alzheimer's. She doesn't know her birth date. She doesn't know any of our names. She recognizes our faces, but she's on that slippery slope where she's fixing to not know anybody and be afraid. And so I'm thinking, as opposed to dying of Alzheimer's, a pulmonary embolism would be a blessing. If I was in that boat, at least that would be for me. And she has said before she got sick like this that she did not want to be a vegetable or anything. She didn't want to just be laying there and not know nothing. So I'm like, I'm okay with letting this ride, okay? I don't need to know if she has one or not, okay? She has a DNR. She didn't want to be just laying there like a lump. She didn't want to not know or anything like that. So I'm okay with not getting this test. But she did want her to have some PT and stuff also, and some rehab. So we found, my sister had been talking to these people already, tried to get her moved to a place, because it was time for her to go to a place with the next level of care, right? She is beyond assisted living at this point. So a girl sister went to school with, she had talked to there in town, and she kind of works with this kind of thing. And so she was helping her get some things situated. So we had that trauma all weekend, and sister wanted to just take her to the emergency room. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing, sister. The other thing about this test, she has to go 4 hours without eating and 1 hour without drinking. So I said, we're gonna have to take her from her home for at least 4 hours. And she's gonna have to stay with me or you. And you're gonna have to sit on top of her, because she can't eat for 4 hours. And she'll just, she likes to nibble on things all the time. That's just, now she's old, she just kind of grazes and picks at stuff. And she's gonna forget that you told her no. And she's gonna be asking every 5 minutes if she can have something to eat. And I'm gonna feel terrible telling her no. Because one of the few happinesses she has left in life is that she can get something to eat, okay? And then the hour before, she can't have nothing to drink either. And then we have to take her to the hospital, and then she has to sit in the waiting room. She has to be there to check in 30 minutes before they even do the test. And, and so if you go to the emergency room, you're gonna have to spend hours, because I said, so will we have orders? Can we just go in to the emergency room and say, hey, this needs to be done? And she said, no, you'll just have to sit out there and wait. I'm like, I am not taking my 83-year-old mama with Alzheimer's to sit in the waiting room with flu and COVID for hours, where she's going to be confused and agitated, and I can't even get her snack. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I told sister, I said, listen, if you can't get okay with this, we can take her somewhere, but we're going to have to find a place where we ain't got to sit with her. I can't have her in the emergency room. I can't do this. So a guy came to evaluate her, and the guy was coming to evaluate her. So that morning, was it Wednesday morning, I went early, and I said, Mama, look, we got to take a shower and wash your hair. And she said, I don't want to. I said, I know you don't, Mama, but we got to. And she said, I don't want to. And I said, Mama, listen, you would never want to be stinky and dirty and your hair be greasy. And right now your hair is dirty and greasy and you're stinky. We have to take a shower. I know you don't like it, but I'm here and I'll help you. I will help you get in the shower. I will wash your hair. I'll help you wash. And we will get you out and you won't fall. I'm right here. And it's going to be okay. But we got to do this. And if we can do it fast, we'll have time to go get your hair cut too, okay? So let's go fast and get it done real fast. And then we can go get a haircut, okay? And so, I mean, it was just, she just didn't remember. She doesn't remember how anymore. So that's why she's been being not clean. Because I didn't realize they wouldn't help her there at all. Before they changed management, they would help her, even though it's not technically something they were supposed to do. They had to do, but they would. But now that they've been bought out, they don't. And so that's why she's been being so much dirtier. So it was an ordeal, and I felt horrible because, I just felt like there was no way to preserve her dignity through this. I don't mind it. I can literally do it. I don't care. But I feel like I care for her. I know if she was in her right mind, she would not have it. She would not have it. There's no way. I was a person, I'd be in the bathtub and my daughter's friends would all come in asking questions. Hey, is this true? Hey, have you heard about this? They would all come and put on their makeup and everything while I was in the bathtub and getting ready. I'm just that person. I'm fine with it. My mama, however, was not. She was not naked in front of us. I don't know, maybe my dad even. Nobody may have ever seen my mother naked. Maybe even my daddy. I don't even know. They may have just cut the hole in the sheet. I don't know. Because my mama was not a naked person and is not a naked person. So there is no way she would have been happy about it. Just no way. So we got her washed and got her hair clean, and I bought her little outfits, some new outfits, and we got her dressed. And got her hair cut and got mine cut, and got her back and took her down there and ate lunch. And it was time for her to go to lunch. And the guy came in. I talked to him, and we took him down there and introduced him. And I said, oh, I thought you would evaluate her, and if you thought she was, you know, okay, she'd go with you. Sorry, y'all, I know this is a long rant. And he said, oh no, I'll have to go back and I have to send my doctor the things. And so we also called her doctor, you know, and got if she could get her notes. We had the labs that he copied, we sent him, but we didn't have the notes. And so he went by and got the history and physical and stuff. And in that, it showed where the doctor had said she thought she needed some rehab. So that helped too. So then that night, and I left there and came home and took a shower, took a bath, and we cleaned up her room some while she was eating lunch. And it was filthy. And they called and said, transport will be there about 6 or 6:30. And of course, sister came in while the man was there. She was finishing up some of her classes. I was off completely on Wednesday. So, you know, that's how we do. One can or the other can't. And when we both can together, we both be there together, right? And so she was there. We cleaned up the room and everything. And then it was Dax's playoff game, her first Grand Boys playoff game that night. And she said, oh, that's Dax's playoff time. Oh, and she said, you think they'll be real late coming in? I said, no, but I think you just need to go on to the playoff game. And she said, no, I don't want to do that to you. And I said, listen, you're going to be real upset. And then she's going to feel you being upset. Things like this really unnerve my sister. I'm fine unless I think she's really afraid. That's when I'm bothered. But my sister will be sad. My sister will be sad. I don't look at things like that the same, but she feels sad. And so I felt like Mom would probably pick up on that sadness, and then she might be sad too. So I said, I think it'll be easier and better on her and you if you go to the playoff game. If there's a problem, I'll call you and say, you got to get here. You can be here in 15 minutes. You know, you can light it up and be here in 15 minutes. Okay? And I'll say, you got to wait. And if you don't think I won't lay down behind the car and they can't leave, you know me. She goes, oh no, you will. I said, yes, I will. Yes, I will. So you go to the playoff game. And so we kept talking about it, you know, so I just slipped some clothes on, ran back to town. And, you know, we just kept going over it and talking about it because she'd forget. And she said, what are we doing again? You know, so we kept talking about it. And then he got there and we joked about it. And I told him, I said, now listen, she likes to sing. So if you'll put on some country music, some gospel music, she'll probably just sing all the way or whistle. She has that gift of whistling that I can't. That's all I got. My mama and CJ, and I think Keely can too. They can whistle real good. My papa could whistle real good. I can't whistle. But we just, you know, I kept it light, kept teasing her and joking with her. I was afraid they were going to come with a gurney. And that's what I was afraid she was going to really freak out. And then my sister would really freak out because she was really freaking out. And I was going to be on the verge of freaking out if they were strapping her down to a gurney, because that's when I freak out. If I have to be strapped down to something, that ain't good. You need to wait until you knock me out and then strap me down all you want to. But if I'm awake, it's going to be a fight. And so he came with a wheelchair. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And he just had a van. And so, you know, he just wheeled it up in there. And so, you know, she was just like in the next row of seats, it kind of felt like. And so, you know, I took several pictures while she was loading up and sent them to sister. And so I sent a picture right before they left. And she was, you know, fine and happy and everything. And I kept telling her what we were doing. She kept forgetting. It was fine. But sister went the next morning, and they had already, you know, they'd already started getting her up to do stuff and everything. Shell went by. My sister's youngest daughter was having a meeting up north of where she is, and so she come by there, and sister said, you know, she didn't say her name or anything, but she sent the picture, and I said, yeah, you can tell she knows her though. She's excited. She's happy to see her, so she knew her. But I mean, I knew she'd be more rattled because we'd moved her and it shook her up. But wow. She scored a 0 on her cognitive test. She hasn't been able to tell you her birthday or anything for a long time, but she didn't know her name, and that got me. That got me, so I was like, oh no, man, this is, So I'm hoping once she gets settled in, you know, she'll be able to rebound some of that. But yesterday, she scored an absolute 0 on cognitive. And I know that's where we're headed, but that's the first time that's happened. That's the very first time that's happened. So it's been a rough week. And so I haven't got as much stitching done, and then I'll show you some of the stitching I've done was wrong. So I'm gonna have to do some frogging. So that was kind of stinky. And I didn't hear, and it took so long to upload, I'm sure is why. I didn't hear from last week's shares. So I'm not gonna draw these new ones yet because I don't trust my brain to do it this morning anyway. I'm just not, I ain't right. And I ain't gonna pretend like I am. I'm gonna be true with y'all. I ain't right. So I will show you some whips that I did get worked on, and I'll show you the ones I worked on bad and the ones I worked on good. This one I worked on one of my 2 o'clock mornings. And I thought something I can't mess up is on my, I'll show you some old stuff too, and I'll talk about it in the back. Should we talk about that first? I'll do whips first. This is my We the People. I love working on this thing. It is so gorgeous. Hey, Christy. She has a new Flosstube up, and so does Patty Penn. So Christy's is the Salty Stitcher Designs. So you go watch hers. And then Patty Penn also has one up. Go see hers. Daisy's X Marks the Spot has a new one up. I think I saw that Dottie Stitching Scotty has one up. Let me see. We Stitch and We Know Things. Ashley and G have one up. I've seen several people have one up that I did not get to watch the last 2 weeks that have been hubbub. So I love this thing. And so I knew I could go fill in around my blue, but first I wanted to put some backstitch on because I told you I've been thinking I want to backstitch around. So I just grabbed out because I didn't want black around it. I just wanted a little bit. So I've just pulled a 646 out of my DMC. And I love it. So you can see, see right here, down to here. So I started right up here at the blue. And I came down here, and then you can see where it stops right here. So there is such a huge difference with just that little back stitch, that one right around the edge, that it just really makes it pop. So I love this. It just sets it off from the fabric. I love it. And then I started filling in my little blue here. And as you see, I finally just gave up because I wasn't trusting myself anymore. I trusted myself to do the back stitch, but I didn't want to go all the way because I wanted y'all to see what a difference there is in the not back stitched and the back stitched. And I think that's one of Patty's hairs on it. Or is that a thread behind it? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's one of Patty's hairs, Lord. So I love that. I mean, that just, man, that made all the difference for me. Now you could also do this on a gray fabric, a light blue fabric. I mean, anything. We like, Patty called and got Fabric Flare to do this one. And they're so sweet. And they did something special for her again the other day. They're just precious. American Stars Confetti by Fabric Flare. I think this is a 32. Does it say? Yes, on this end it says that it's a 32. So they are super sweet. She got a big Some of y'all are stitching it. It's a big pumpkin. And it's the little turkey houses. I think by RATM. It's like, or the, no, turkey, it's the little Quaker turkeys. That is what it is. It's not a house, it's a body. It's a little, I think it's a Quaker thing looking. Maybe it's a house, but I think it's a Quaker thing. That's how much my brain ain't good this week, y'all. And she said some people have been taking the little turkey noodles off. I take that back. I did think I got to watch Patty's. See, I'm all over the place this week. I think I watched it at the 2 o'clock while I was stitching on this. But anyway, it's a big pumpkin, and then they're stitching it in front of it. And it is so cute. So cute. So, go check that out because it's gorgeous. So I love that this one is progressing along, but I am absolutely just stoked how that back stitch came out. It really makes a world of difference. So we're bopping right along on this. I think Patty only has one more row of her over one maybe. Now she's got all her stars done because, you know, she got that good brain. And then she just got to fill in her blue. She's already got all her white stars done. I can't, there's no way my brain works like that. And then, so then she'll just have her, so she has, fill in this blue. She has one more row of over one to fill in. And then she's just got her bottom, what is that? Maybe a third, a little more than a third. It's more than a half. I don't know, it's more than a half. So she's really progressing on it too. She's going way faster. But I stinking love this. It's been so fun to stitch on. This one we're all gonna finish at StitchCon. And man, I've been loving it. And we're on the wait list, but we're getting in. I'm thinking positive. If not, I may just go, you know, hang out in the hallway. I don't know, will they throw me out? Pam, Steph, somebody let me know. Will they throw me out if I just go hang out outside in the hallway? Or in the restaurant bar in the hotel? Can I just stay there the whole time? I won't bother nobody. I just need to be near my friends. I need to be near my friends. So I love working on this. I've had all the fun. It's our We the People Sal. And it is fabulous. And like I said, Christy also has some new designs out. Oh my gosh, where's my iPad? Oh Lord. I don't have my iPad. Okay, I'm gonna post them on my Instagram. Christy has a new one out, and I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. I'm fixing to start it. Okay, I bought some new makeup. And not only do I look like I've been rode hard and put up wet, but the color on my face is wrong. And then this is that new lipstick I was telling y'all about. And it looks weird. One thing, I grabbed the wrong color in here. And the other thing, the way it's shining on the gloss on it, it's making it look like it's like really dark. My bottom lip is really darker than my top lip anyway, squirrel. And so this seems to make it worse. But I was gonna tell y'all I got this. This is what I got because I wanted to try it. And it has 3 different ones in there. I got it at Ulta here in town. And it has these 3 different ones in there. This is the one that I accidentally grabbed this morning. I meant to grab this one, the pink. Looks the best. The mauve look okay. But this one on me looks like super duper brown. I don't know if y'all can tell. But it looks like super brown on me. And since my bottom lip's always darker than my top one anyway. But it does stay on, like they said. It stains, it's a lip stain. And so if you don't have much of a top lip and you want one, you can draw you one on too. So, I have plenty of mouth in every regard. So, but I have liked it, and then just put a gloss on over it and it stays on. It doesn't stay on 24 hours like my other, but it stays on like 8. I would give it probably 8 because I leave from school and I still have it on. But I don't notice it. It's not on when I go to bed. So somewhere between 8 and 12 and 12 and 16 or something, I lose it in there. But I have liked it. And it doesn't seem to make your lips super dry. Which the other lip inks that I've tried, man, your lips are like just the Sahara the next day. So that I don't like. So anyway, I like this. But this base is weird. I don't like it. It's like kind of yellow. I look like I'm in liver failure. Yike. Okay, now y'all gonna get to see my boo-boo. Oh, sad day. Oh, sad day. This is my Dr. Maya Angelou. It is gorgeous. It's the one I'm doing for my mama. I was on the end of this row of words when I realized I'd made a mistake. In my poor sad brain. So, oh, unhappy day. When you make the big boo-boo. And then you think you just are so disheartened you ain't even finish picking it out. You just start and then you're just like, oh, whatever. So you just put it in timeout for a couple of days. And that's what happened. It's been sitting in the timeout. We had some time out at school this week too. Ooh. I don't have that too much but man, it was a rough week. Here's the wah-wah moment. I needed to stitch never after will. I stitched forget again. It should say, but people will never forget. But I got to the end of the word forget and I'm reading along and I'm like, but people will never, no, where's the, no, no. And I could have cried. So I haven't had much bandwidth for more disappointment this week. And so this was like a mighty wound. I'm like, oh no. I wanted to be like one of the kids and get in timeout and just go running, screaming, kicking around the room, slinging my arms around. But I didn't have the energy. I don't have the energy of a 3-year-old even to protest anymore. I'm just, so sad. So sad. So it has to get frogged. So it got in the timeout and then it had to sit there. So I love it, but I'm sad because I would have finished my words and started on this flowers over here. But it broke me. It just broke me. Absolutely. I was like, why? Yeah, so sad. Like that. So she is gorgeous. I love her. She is on I don't see my tag. Oh my gosh, now it's sticking to my phone thing. Well, oh, it's on the inside. That's right. I'm like, why don't I have a tag on here? Oh, because it's the big piece that I still haven't. I still haven't even trimmed because, you know, it is a 35 count lamb's wool linen by Floss and Fabrics. 35 count lamb's wool. It is really nice to work on. I love it. But yeah, so that was my this week. That was my so sad. I'm like, oh no, no, no. Yeah, literally wanted to act like a 3-year-old, but nobody would have cared, so it doesn't do any good if no one cares. It's just so self-defeating. That's the thing about being an adult and throwing a fit. Who cares? Who cares? Jane Bloom was mad at me last night. He said, I sat out there for 20 minutes before I called you. I said, sounds like a you problem. I don't know why you'd sit out somewhere and not call for 20 minutes. I was trying to be nice. I said, that's not being nice. That's being foolish. That's giving yourself something to gripe about for the rest of the day. That's not being nice. That is not being nice. How was I supposed to know you were out there? Well, you know what time I called you to say I was coming home. I said, listen, I'm going to hate to disappoint you right now, but if you think I sat at the back door like a German Shepherd, waiting to know, looking at my watch for you to come in that back door, you're sadly mistaken. I don't. I'm trying to cook your dinner. I'm playing with Catchy. I'm doing laundry. I'm doing all these things. The last thing I do is set a timer when you let me know you're heading home, so I know what time you're going to be here. Nell came in. She asked me how Mimi was. We were talking about things. And so no, I did not realize it was the time for you to be here. On top of the fact that a lot of times you call me and then somebody will call and need something at work, or somebody will show up at the job shack. So you don't get here in 15 minutes. So sorry about your bad luck. This week I have no cut for you. So there isn't very much kindness or compassion in me this week either. Especially when you're going to bring me a you problem. Because Nellie was parked in the way. He couldn't back down the driveway. And instead of just calling, he said he sat up there in the road for 20 minutes. Listen. There are things in this world I can't help. And folks not using their brain is one of them. I mean, I can't help that. Can't help it. So yes, this has not been, I'm sure I haven't been nicer. I sure I have been nicer in my life. But there ain't a lot of care given about it either. I have bigger fish to fry right now than somebody's ego. You're going to have to go get it stroked somewhere else. And literally don't let me stop you either. Don't let me stop you. Go, dog, go. Go, dog, go. There's that whole article about older women never getting remarried. Well, let me tell you why. I don't need to read the article. I know why. Because there's one baby that keeps coming home. That's why. I'm nasty today. I'm just nasty. Mean. I'm mean today. Just mean. This is my Lucy V. Moore. She just literally got a couple of stitches. Literally just a couple of stitches. I started stitching and Catchy was riding his 4-wheeler and I was watching in the backyard. And he got a few stitches in, and then he was asking me something about his cars, and then he rode a few more laps, and before I could even get some more stitches in, he said, Sugar, I need some hot chocolate. It's time for hot cocoa. I said, okay, bud. Because I hadn't got to have him, last week he went to the stock show. For Thursday he went to school, and a lot of times he'll come home with me after school. And so then he was sick on Tuesday, because of course, if you don't pick up flu or COVID or something up there right now, all the dust in the barns is going to do you in. I mean, those places so dusty. And, they're staying in the barns. I mean, if you go and spectate, you know, you kind of walk through and then you go on the midway. I mean, you may not even walk through the barns. I don't know. But, you know, you stay in there a lot if you're showing. So, he come home real snotty, ran a fever. Dr. Wiley, he gave him Tamiflu. So, it wasn't the allergies after all. It was a little more than that. So he was ready to come back to school this week on Thursday. So he got to come home with me on Thursday. So I hadn't seen him in a whole week. So we needed to play and do some stuff. We built, because I'd bought 3 little cars for him. And if y'all have any grandbabies, these are the funniest cars. I was in the Dollar Tree getting that poster board, that foam core board and stuff. And they had a donut car and a weenie mobile car, like the hot dog car, and a big, like, ramped up school bus. I mean, it was like a school bus on steroids, right? And a bunch of fun cars. And so I just grabbed 3 of them and brought them home. I had them up here on the bar that James saw them, and I was just going to give them to him at a couple of different times, you know. And he said, "Can I have 2 of these?" And I said, "If you need them." And he said, "I'm just going to put them in his basket. Can you tell him they're from me?" "Sure, Bubba." So he put them out there in the basket of his 4-wheeler, 2 of them. And then I had the donut car still up here. So I told him it was in here on the counter, and I was still unloading the car. And he found it and was excited. And then when he got out there to ride his 4-wheeler, he found his other 2. So we had to make Lego roads for those and take them outside and run them through the kinetic sandbox. And so we had all the fun here, Steve. We had to do a brain break. He had made the Play-Doh at school. We did the Jello Play-Doh. If you've never done that, that's pretty fun. I was surprised a lot of mine would not touch it. Would not touch it. And they were boys. The girls all touched it. And, you know, because it's kind of sticky at the start, and then you have to work it to make it smooth, right? So the more you work it, which is great for their fingers and hands, making them strong, they that gets their little fingers and hands stronger for when they need to use their pencils and stuff more next year. But the ones that wouldn't touch it were boys. They were like, would not have it. Now the girls did theirs and some of the boys did, but the others were like, I don't want to touch that. It looks yucky. And I don't know. My kids were not like that. Now, CJ didn't like to have his hands dirty when he was real little. And still, when he's done doing something, you know, he does like a surgical scrub on his hands like his daddy. He's kind of like James Williams. Now, Keely's hands are always dingy. I mean, he washes them, but they're always, I don't know, ever since he was a kid, he can leave a handprint. He can wash his hands and immediately leave a handprint on something. I don't know. It's some kind of a gift. But my kids were never like that. Micah wasn't, and neither one of the boys were. They were like, I'm good. I'll do it. So I don't know. I don't get this. And maybe it's because we didn't allow ours to refuse. I'm like, no, you're at school. You're there to learn something. If they tell you to try it, you better try it. Teacher said do, you better do. You better do. If it ain't illegal or immoral, you better do it. Or you're going to have to answer to me when you get home. That was just always my thing. I'm probably a witch all the time. But so some of them didn't like the Play-Doh. So he did his, and we looked at it when he got home, and I have a big bag left over there because a bunch of mine wouldn't finish it. So I'm going to parcel it out to people I know. So all I got done was a little bit more on I finished my S, I think, and got a few things on my T. But I'm loving how this comes out, and I'm hoping this weekend I have the brain width, because what I wanted to do was finish this few letters here and then do the box letter, back stitch letters, or whatever you call them. I don't know what people call these. These red ones. Right here. I want to do these real bad. So I was hoping to have these done, but I probably did not have the mental bandwidth for that anyway. So it's probably best that I just let it be, because it probably might have been something else I was just having to pick out. So, and like last night I was so defeated. I was just ready to go to bed. We watched some TV. We're watching High Potential. Skeleton Crew, we finished, which we loved, but we love anything Star Wars. And High Potential, and it's really good. I love it. But now, you know, I love me a good murder. That probably says a lot. But it is I'm liking it a lot. It's super cute and funny. So my Lucy B. Moore just got a very few little stitches. She didn't get much love, but I don't know that I trust myself this week much with Lucy, for sure, because she's got lots of fancy fun stitches, and I don't have a fancy fun brain right now. I don't think I got to work on my Nutcracker at all. I don't think I even opened her up this week. I'll glance at her and be sure. Ooh. I don't think. No, I didn't get any on it this week. I didn't think I did, just checking. But I have, okay. Patty Penn messaged me on Saturday morning and this little guy was back there on the shelf. He was right up there on that shelf. And she said, do you remember what his name is? I like him. And so I was like, oh, brain. It could not. So I went looking through my book and found him. He's wee one. He's one of the wee ones. And his name is Percy, P-E-R-C-Y. He's adorable. I'm looking on the secondary market. I'm looking on eBay. I'm looking on Etsy. I'm looking on every needlework shop that I know of online. Google. I mean, it ain't happening. Like, what in the world? I mean, he ain't new. I get it. But I keep searching and searching and searching. I finally find one, and I'm like, yes! It's in Italy. Not Italy. Italy's down the road from me. It's spelled the same as Italy, over the ocean, Italy. But Italy is down the road from me, a little town, okay? Italy is over the ocean from me. And it's where my friend Buffy's people are from. And they're great cooks, and they're super fun, great people. And I'm like, well, okay. It was a good price. And so, you know, like you say, nothing can travel alone. So I put few things in there and ordered it. And I think what was on my door, I'm going to go later today, is saying it's from them, because I have to go sign for it at the post office. It's either that, or it is because I got a FedEx thing on my door and it said go pick it up to the Walgreens. So I have something at the post office and something at the Walgreens. So it's one of those two things. So if I had come home and had enough to go back to town and get them, but I didn't. So Percy has been attained. But I told Patty, I said, listen, I had them ship it, but I really should have just, marked it for curbside pickup, and then we could have gone over there and got it. But I said, I'm not sure. And she said, yeah, I don't think I could get you through an international airport. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm not sure about. That's what I'm not sure about. I don't know you and what Army battalion it would take to get me through an international airport. If you wrap me in bubble wrap and, marked me as some sort of a science experiment or something, I don't know. But you could not just take me as the normal human, because it's true. I can mess up in an airport 9 kinds of ways. And I have TSA pre-check. So it shouldn't be that hard for me. It is. It is. And, okay, we'll talk about this real quick. This is Love Squared. It was in the just cross stitch. I love it. This is one of the sweethearts. I think it's my Heart in Hand. This is in maybe the July 89 for the Love Across Stitch. It's by Sisters too. And I thought somebody was trying to buy their patterns up or something. I wish they would. They're great. And over here, these may be Lizzie Kate's. The bottom one is Be Mine. Then, no, hang on. Middle's Be Mine. The bottom one, are they both Be Mine? Good Lord. Be Mine Valentine and just Be Mine. That's weird. And then Love is at the top. So weird. Let me see if I can tilt you back without making you throw up. Probably not. So you can see the other one. There it is. And then this is one of my favorites, cut from a pattern I love. I love that thing. This is from Gigi Reese. I stitched just some of the letters out of the alphabet with some silky threads. And I want to stitch the whole thing. This one is really old. I stitched it back in the 80s on Ada. It's filthy and disgusting, but I don't know how to clean it. This is another one. It's stitched on, I don't know, maybe Hardane or maybe 22. But here again, it's dusty and dirty and yucky. But I love it. I'm often questioning this one. How long does it have to endure? Really? Endures all things? But how long? How long is this enduring lasting? My enduring's getting worn out. I'll tell you right now. I just thought these letters were so gorgeous, and I knew I couldn't, it's a big piece. I know, oh my gosh, lots of people have stitched it. I think Kinder Stitcher stitched it. And somebody I saw stitching it recently. But it's gorgeous, and it has the big pear and the house. It's beautiful, and it was a gift from y'all, and but I haven't got it done yet. But I had to just stitch at least a few letters out of it because the alphabet's so beautiful. So beautiful. And those are my little stockings. It was my thought that we could put nice notes to each other in them a couple of years ago in 2021. Now I just hang them up. And now I just leave the notes I put him in there. And you see mine's empty. So I'll leave them in there because I'm just bitter like that. But I think that's all of them. Oh, and there's one, that's a Lizzie Kate, Little Love. Can y'all see it up there? I don't know. I'm gonna try again, y'all. Oh, not that good that time. Like, there it is, that little square up there by the hearts. I love it. It's so cute. Y'all may can see it. I can't see it behind the timer, I don't think. Okay, here's the other old thing we need to talk about. I need y'all to let me know what you think. This is Victorian Love Note by Lori Birmingham. And it's out of the Better Homes and Garden Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, May, June 1993. And I stitched it for my mama, not my mama, not Neva, but my mama, Velma. And it hung in her house, and it got yellow because she had gas heat, and it kind of yellowed it. I don't like the frame. I don't like all the space around it. Back then, there was no thinking, and it's been laying in the back of the closet. You see it's filthy, and I forgot to even wipe it off. Y'all know my brain ain't working. Lord have mercy. It's just been laying in the back of my closet back in there. But I could rarely ever afford to custom frame anything. So I just had to get the closest size, and then James Williams will frame it for me. I guarantee you it has duct tape on the inside behind this paper. There's duct tape. And so I'm not, I mean, it's got to come out. It needs to be washed. But I'm thinking about making it into a drum. Do y'all think that would make it lose everything about it because you could only see one letter at a time? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I think it's so pretty. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't go with anything in my life at all. But it is gorgeous. And so Micah or one of the girls, it would go with some of their stuff maybe if, but not in this big frame with this weird space between it. I mean, it's just weird. So I'm thinking of turning it into a drum. So y'all let me know what you think, if that's gonna be too much space and ugly. I mean, if it's gonna be, I think it's too much space now, but if I turn it into a drum, if it'll make it look like nothing because you'll only be able to see one letter. So anyway, somebody chime in on that. And I don't think I got to stitch on anything else. And then I didn't hear from anybody last week. Like I said, I'm sure it's because I was so late filming that probably everybody thought I was dead. Raven 61362, A Prater 00, Deb Morrison 6846, Kimberly Smith DH7KC, and Bailey Beans 1 are who I'm waiting to hear from. And I'll just tell y'all what the ones were from last week, next week. But I don't trust myself to do much of anything right now. Hopefully I will get more stitching done this week. When I'm done and get this uploaded, I will, sister and I are gonna go and start cleaning this stuff out of her room because she will be going to Mama will be going to a nursing home when she gets done, because she's not, she requires more care now than they give at assisted living, right? She needs, help going to the bathroom and taking a shower and, getting cleaned up and things like this. So we're going to go and we're going to get her room cleaned out and stuff. So we were going to go work on that this afternoon and try to get some of that, clean up and straighten up and sort it out. Or clothes that are, not fitting or worn out, or, we'll throw them away or donate them if they're still in good shape and stuff like that. So we're going to try to start getting some of that done. So I'm going to jump off here. Did I say hello, Jonathan? I think I did. I don't trust myself with anything. Leilani, I don't know. And your phone call yesterday, I was still at school, and then I had catch, and then Michael called before I started filming this morning. So I'm hoping to get to call you back this afternoon. I'm hoping I get done and get back here and I can call you back this afternoon. So y'all have a happy Friday. Have a great weekend and enjoy your stitching. Bye.